There it is, the St. Cloud Water Tower just protruding and slightly peeking over the top of the old Chamber of Commerce building here on New York Avenue, with the old bricks illuminating upward out of the former asphalt. They removed the concrete and brought back the old school brick. City Hall straight ahead. Today's vlog is going to be about my hometown's downtown and the changes that are coming. Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here, and all along this wall are some teeny tiny murals with date stamps of the history of this town. And speaking of historical figures,
here I am.
It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's the Daily Woo. I will only be in this neck of the woods for a few more days. In fact, tomorrow I return the rental car. I wanted to document what this street and the neighboring roads nearby look like, because when I return, and who knows when that will be, all this could be totally or maybe even slightly different than it looks right now. In the past, I have shown the apartment I lived in for a few years right down there, but I don't think I've ever shown what I almost lived in. It is now a deteriorating building, and I almost lived right up there where those windows are, up that stairwell, but I opted for a little bit better place down there on the end. Man, this block brings back some memories. And if I open that door to reminisce, I would be committing a felony. Is that true? There are a lot of renovations on the horizon, starting with the former Big D's, which when I was in bands, I played in here many a times. In fact, the stage was right over there in that corner. The people would be hanging out here, having a few beverages, watching me play the bass over there tucked away in the nether regions of this room. Man, it's crazy. Looks so different now. And it looks like this is the company, or at least the builders, who are kind of starting up all the changes that's going to happen down here. And when you see a small town like this, one that's not that busy, not hustling and bustling, no major metropolis, what is the first thing that you would do to add to the experience of a downtown like this?
I think I'd build, I don't know, a 15-story skyscraper, maybe a hotel with a parking garage.
However, that is on the agenda.
The drawing board is
Look at this.
us.
That is being projected to be placed down in here somewhere.
I think I know the place.
You think you know where that's going to be?
I think I do.
Let's go check it out. There is still a air of mystery to what's going to happen to this block, but you can tell the old thrift store that I frequented many times has closed, as well as the Whatnot shop next door. All of these are either being bought out or the people are moving out because they might change this entire block also. And the historic Hunter Arms Hotel, which are now apartments, is also hinted at being renovated. And check it out. Sincerely Yours, this store has moved up to the next block past this little stretch. I really think they're going to do something with this. I really do. There's also going to be some major changes to the oldest hotel in town, the St. Cloud Hotel, which they say is haunted, but all the people who moved here before their houses were built in the early 1900s lived in this hotel. And I think, now correct me if I am wrong, Dad, but behind this is where they're going to build, you think is where they're going to build the high rise.
That is what the rumor has been given.
So behind the haunted hotel, they're going to build a taller hotel. What if the ghosts move from here into the taller building?
Or what if they collected more ghosts and doubled their number and just filled every room?
No one would want to visit downtown if that happened. If the entire stretch of downtown was truly haunted, who the heck would want to come down here? We have walked around back, and in this open field is supposedly where they're going to build the high rise, stretching to the heavens, to the sky. It might be a good idea. I know a lot of places do change things up in their town. I believe the term is gentrification. I don't know the specifics of what that means, but a lot of times when you do that to an area, the whole dynamic of the downtown changes, and that could actually be a good thing. for St. Cloud. And this could change the entire demographic of the clientele that comes down here. So you might have to start dressing a little bit different. Maybe get a fedora, a monocle, perhaps a bow tie.
I'd probably wear longer shorts.
What's up, Adam?
Oh, hello. And I also have to wonder, if the rumors are true, will the infamous Morse Market stay here? This place is legendary. It is a rite of passage for anyone who either lives near downtown or passes through downtown St. Cloud. This place is kind of like something out of Clerks. You can actually picture the characters from Clerks standing over here in the corner, just chilling. I just grabbed one of these free papers, and there is an aerial image of town from 1917 and 1926. Did you see this?
I find that hard to believe. That's
Why?
almost beyond my believability.
It's an aerial view. It's an aerial view.
1917? What kind of aerials did they have in 1917? What was it, a hot air balloon or what?
Superman? Let's take a look at that paper again. That is the projected path of what it's going to look like. That's the structure itself. And it should be right here. Let's wait 6, 7, 8 months, maybe a year, and see if we were correct, and if that ends up in see if we've used our Columbo-like research skills correctly. This is it. This might possibly, hypothetically, be where the skyrise will end up, maybe.
In the wildest imaginations of your imaginative imagination.
But we could be right, we could be correct, and if we are, everyone that's laughing at us now will be apologizing later.
And that seaweed,
Seaweed?
that weed has to go.
According to my father, this is some sort of aquatic plant here. Is this a petunia? I picked up this book a couple weeks ago, and inside is a photo of the inside of the Citizens National Bank that became the People's Bank. And some say it is a rumor that John Dillinger robbed this bank, but I think that has been discredited. But in the 1930s, this photo was taken, and now there is a gift shop. I'm gonna go take a look inside and see what it looks like current day. So this would have been the vault. Maybe the door was right here.
Yeah. Okay.
So the vault door, bank door would have been here now. It's a thrift shop. But that's where all the money was kept, right in there. Just talked to the gentleman who owns the little shop inside there, and he said they have started renovating the Hunter Arms Hotel, and they are going to break ground by the end of the year right in that lot directly in front of me now as the parking garage for the high rise that is over here on the left behind the St. Cloud Hotel that we were just standing in the empty lot. So hypothetically, if I come back for the holidays, I might see some differences down here. Good thing I'm filming this.
Yeah, for posterity. And you might even get some Christmas gifts if you come back for Christmas.
Was that John Dillinger? Let's start the rumor that that was Dillinger.
That looked like Don Dillinger in that white pickup.
Don Dillinger? What is now the VFW hall used to be the train station, and for years I tried to find a photo to prove that the train tracks were right here in front of it, and I finally have found it in this book. Look at this old photo there of some wagons in front, and you can see this is the exact angle that was taken in that picture. And the railroad tracks, finally, I have found some sort of documentation. The railroad tracks, as seen right here in this book, were exactly where these parking pillars are now. Where it says VFW only is where the train tracks started, ran down 10th Street towards Kissimmee, Florida, here in Osceola County. You'll also notice next to the railings is a little embankment. It's almost like the concrete was elevated a few inches. And here you can see that's where the concrete was, and they just took some sort of buffer and just kind of scuffed it down to make it level. But you can see how it stretched all along there, just like in the photo there, how it's elevated.
Plus you got the asphalt of the parking lot that raises the parking lot up.
That's true too. Yeah, it could be that. Or maybe that it wasn't buffed off. Maybe just they took
this was actually lower.
Yeah, that's it. But that's it. A little history here has been discovered. It makes sense because you can see how it's kind of buried in the ground. But back in the day, this road was not here. You see how this is elevated. So just take the elevation of this, go back in time to when that was elevated. Yep, you're totally right. Before this highway was here, what is called 13th Street that runs directly through town. Across there you see the band shell. That used to be a cow pasture and was the farthest thing you would see on the outskirts of St. Cloud. And right here next to the water tower, this service center, this car dealer, used to be this. And this photo is from Hurricane Donna. You can see how the road is flooded. It's not flooded anymore. They've created canals and changed the whole dynamic. So that will not happen again unless, well, it might happen again, but less likely now with the drainage system that is now in place. About 2 or 3 miles from downtown is this waterway here. They call it the canal. And along this canal was originally where St. Cloud, Florida started. There's a sugar mill directly behind us. But in front of us, straight ahead, is Lake Toho. And this thoroughfare was used for a lot of transportation and of the product of the sugar mill. And it brought a lot of people into town. So the beginnings of St. Cloud started right here. Of course, now no one lives on the canal. Everyone's downtown.
Right.
And now there's major changes coming to the downtown area.
Yeah,
it's going to be almost unrecognizable
the high rise
to our generation in, say, 20 years.
Yep.
Everything's always changing. You know, construction crews come in and just totally change everything up.
It's going to be interesting to watch all that take place in increments as it grows along.
You probably won't notice it as much as I will because I'm going to be gone for a while and come back. That's when you really notice that things change, when it's like directly under your face. You don't see the progression as...
Did I ever tell you I used to work in construction?
No, you never did.
I never told you that?
Yeah.
Back when I was 17 years old, I worked on this construction crew just for a brief time, a few weeks. And I remember one time when this guy came to work. I'd been working there a short period of time, but he was a brand new, greeny newbie guy.
Like a rookie?
Exactly.
So you were there 2 weeks. You were the...
I was the experienced veteran.
You were the experienced... He was the amateur. You were the veteran.
That's right. So anyway, so he's over there, and I watch him. He's nailing these nails. And every time he'd reach into this pouch, the belt,
like a fanny pack.
Yeah. He'd reach into his nail pouch, he'd pull out a nail, and I noticed that about half of the nails he would throw away. He'd just toss them over to the side, pull out another one, and maybe he would nail that one. And
were they defective? Or?
Well, I went over to him. And I said, "Look, I noticed you're throwing half of the nails away. What's going on? What's the deal?" He says, "Well, when I reach in and I pull out a nail out of the pack, if the point is pointing toward me, I know that's a defective nail, and I throw it away." And then the next one I pull out, if it's pointed toward the wood, I nail that one in the wood. I said,
"There's nothing wrong with it."
Exactly. I said, dude, those are not defective nails. The one you're throwing away are not defective." He said, "They're not." I said, "No, they're for the other side of the house."
Now I know why you only worked there 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Vlog?